So Roman Reigns was only one of the face turns that happened during the SummerSlam and shows after SummerSlam, right? We had the the double the mega heel turn of Dominic Mysterio, right? And then we saw an official heel turn for Rhea Ripley, an official face turn for Rhea Ripley, an official face turn for Damian Priest. So I want to know how you felt about these face turns. Were they necessary? How do you feel about this Judgment Day implosion?
Um, I would never have thought that this faction would have been as interesting when they first came out as they are now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everyone is eating up the whole Dom Liv Rhea triangle thing. They're making comparisons to like Lita and Edge, which I think is a little far fetched. Okay, my girl was authentically a can't say that word on here, but she was an authentic one. Okay. In this instance, though, because my girl wrecked two homes. Let's be honest. Like Lita literally ruined two homes. But as it pertains to Dom, Rhea, and Liv, it's such good shit. It's fantastic. It actually made you feel bad for Rhea because yes, she was being abusive towards Dom, but as she put it, she made him into a man. And it's like it's interesting because yes, it's a wrestling storyline and it is an exaggeration, but I feel like a lot of men could probably relate to this and
Mm-hmm.
see why he went for a Liv. You know, like Rhea is that girl, but I don't want to say that Dom had full on Stockholm syndrome. It was clear he definitely did love Rhea, but he never got to know what it felt like to be on top and have a woman submit like Liv. Liv went about the most craziest way possible, but he got to finally feel like he wears the pants in this relationship. And of course, you can't turn down this gorgeous looking blonde that's been tempting you, poking the stick. You know, I'm not saying every guy goes through this experience, but you know, it's interesting how I feel like it plays on your psyche.
Yeah.
You could definitely see why it was like a tug of war on like, do I stick with what I know because she's the reason why who I am who I am, or do I like try to turn over a new leaf and try it with this one? It was interesting because it made me even confused as a viewer because I'm like I kind of like him and Liv because they go together and they're kind of cute, but at the same time like I like I like the dynamic he had with Rhea. And do I really think Rhea deserved it, even if she was tough on Dom? And it has the whole internet arguing, like tooth and nail arguing with the Rhea stands and the Liv fans. So it's similar to Roman. While I love seeing her as a heel because she's really good at her role, there was really no other time to also make it work with her being a babyface unless you pulled something like this. So I think it came out fantastic. I like the fact that she still has Damian Priest to lean on with this, but this whole implosion I think is a nice slow burn. I'm very much interested to seeing how they're going to book this, going into like Royal Rumble or WrestleMania because there's so much time and so much you could do with this. My question is, what exactly?
Hmm.
What do you think that they would? Where do you think they're going to angle all this?
I think this is all leading to Bad Blood in Atlanta in October. I don't think this is a WrestleMania build. I
It's
think this
not.
is. I don't think so. I feel like
With how much
we're.
money this is making, any attention? No,
I don't think so. I feel like something is going to be even bigger for Mania. I'm going to keep that to myself for now. I think
that's
that this
fair.
is all leading to Bad Blood because the way that this is shaping out, I feel like we're going to get an implosion of a lot of personal feuds in October or some type of turning point in those personal feuds. And it's either going to be the end of a personal feud or it's going to lead towards Survivor Series War Games.
Mm.
That's how I feel about the turns. But I'm going to talk about the Dominic Mysterio heel turns. Here's the reason why it's so interesting. And I thought it was actually a genius move. Dominic Mysterio became what he hated. He became the oppressor. Because in this entire situation, right, we saw, like you said, Rhea kind of abusing him, but now he is the abuser. Now he is the abuser. He understands the power of being the abuser because the abuser is in control, right? When we saw the whole Liv Morgan Dom dynamic and how he turned to Liv and was like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. I don't want nothing to do with you. And then seeing kind of him angle himself towards Liv after he helped Liv, it showed, and seeing Liv's reaction, Liv was surprised. This wasn't like the master plan. Liv was legitimately surprised. But this puts Dominic Mysterio in a position where, as a character, he's in control. He played Liv like a fiddle. There was an instance in which Liv was the manipulator in trying to make Dominic a pawn to gain revenge over Rhea, and then Dominic flipped it and made her a pawn to get one over on Rhea Ripley. And I think that shows the maturation in his character and the growth in his character. And I think that it also kind of plays on this idea that in a relationship, you can be so invested in disliking a person that you become what you hated in that person to the next person. And I think I thought that was such a genius move, how they kind of played into that and played on that. Now, when it comes to the Damian Priest face turn, it was so good, because I feel like one of the benefits of these turns is that both sides, you can sympathize with either side, right? Finn Balor was like, yo, you said you didn't need the Judgment Day. You cost me my title last year, and I got my lick back on you, which is true. That's a fact. But at the same time, we were so invested in this group that the moment that there was a disruption in the chemistry of it, we villainized the person who was the disruptor, who was Finn Balor, right? So now, even though Finn has all the reasons for you to like him as a fan, you dislike him because he disrupted something that you were comfortable with. I thought that was genius. And the fact that Damian and Rhea still have this kind of connection, I think is super poetic, because number one, they were the original Judgment Day members. So now it feels like they could either create something else, or they can just be like, listen, all we need is us, because we were the ones that created this. And I think it's just a genius way to kind of like create these legitimate faces and these legitimate hills. And I also think that the Judgment Day did its job. The Judgment Day was able to elevate everyone. Rhea became a crossover star, right? Damian Priest became a main eventer. Dominic Mysterio matured and grew as a character, and Finn Balor became a main eventer again, because he involved himself in something that had a championship implication. So I think that the Judgment Day implosion was necessary, and it elevated everyone. And if this continues to go in the direction that it's going in, it has the potential to elevate a JD McDonough and a Dominic Mysterio even more. So I'm eager to see what happens with that. But y'all let us know about how y'all feel about this Judgment Day implosion and these face turns and these heel turns. But we're going to be moving on.